The Lemoyne Raiders are made up of both Confederate veterans and recruited, disenfranchised young men with reactionary views. As a result, they are deeply racist, anti-government, and have a bitter desire for revenge against the North. Structured like a militia, the group initially formed up as a neo-Confederate organization that was appreciated by locals before they became nothing more than a nuisance, terrorizing the town of Rhodes and on a much smaller scale Saint Denis being more feared than respected. They are involved in numerous rackets, from trading moonshine with the Braithwaite family, among various other illicit goods, to selling arms to buyers in South American countries. The Lemoyne Raiders share similarities with the real-life Quantrill's Raiders, a pro-Confederate militia active during the American Civil War of which Jesse James and his brother, Frank James, had served as members of. Additionally, a letter that can be looted from the corpse of a Lemoyne Raider in a random encounter alludes to the Lawrence Massacre, an infamous raid conducted by Quantrill's Raiders on August 21, 1863, in which the group attacked the town of Lawrence, Kansas, targeting Unionists, abolitionists, and freedmen. They also resemble the real-life white supremacist paramilitary groups, the White League and Red Shirts, in several respects. Both also had veteran soldiers of the Confederacy in its ranks and focused on attacking those who they perceived as against their cause, such as African Americans, whites who supported the Republican Party in the South, and Northerners. Just like the Lemoyne Raiders, their origins were initially well received. Outlaws by nature, the group is also violent, being known for murders and robberies of Northerners, government officials, and law-abiding citizens alike throughout Lemoyne. They are extremely territorial and vengeful, prone to launching retributions against those who antagonize them. Their superior arms and training make them more dangerous than most gangs, as they will organize effective ambushes against the player instead of chaotically attacking them on sight. The Lemoyne Raiders are first encountered when Sheriff Lee Gray sends Dutch, Arthur, and Bill to accompany Archibald McGregor in shutting down one of their moonshining operations. The assault is successful, and the Van der Linde gang take the moonshine for themselves. Around the same time, Arthur and Sadie have their wagon stopped by several Lemoyne Raiders who wish to rob them. Sadie shoots at one of them, initiating a battle in which the group of raiders are slain. The Lemoyne Raiders are encountered for the last time when Arthur and John are sent to Shady Belle to clear it out, in order to make it the gang's next camp location. When the duo arrive at Shady Belle, they are attacked by two Lemoyne Raiders. They are shot dead, and afterwards, Arthur ventures upstairs and kills two more raiders taking shelter in the upstairs rooms. He then finds an elderly Lemoyne Raider in the master bedroom. Unless the player kills him before, during, or immediately after the speech he gives, he then proceeds to shoot himself in the head with a revolver, ending his own life. Later in 1899, a newspaper article reports that most of the Lemoyne Raiders members have fled to areas in Texas after repeated clashes with the government and law enforcement. It is also stated that Lemoyne Raiders are well received in Texas, as the locals share their disdain for paying taxes and the U.S. government. By the time of the epilogue in 1907, the Lemoyne Raiders can still be found throughout Lemoyne, but to a lesser extent than they could 8 years prior. Compared to the guns dropped by other gangs, the guns the Lemoyne Raiders use, especially those belonging to older and possibly veteran members, are much less likely to be worn and may even be pristine. This is due to most of the veteran members' prior time in the army, which was likely who taught them how to properly maintain their weapon.